Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode on the show, the podcast designed to help you start thinking differently and take control of your life. And I remain your host, Darlington. What happens when you start questioning everything you thought you knew about consciousness, spirituality, and reality? Our guest today, though, read Hale Pineda, founder of the Church of Psychedelics, a provocative thinker exploring the intersection of consciousness, spirituality, psychedelics, personal transformation, and the future of human evolution. Though isn't interested in simply giving people easy answers, his work is about asking better questions, challenging assumptions about religion, identity, mystical experiences, and what the human mind may actually be capable of. Today, we are going to explore what psychedelics can teach us about ourselves, whether profound experiences can genuinely transform a person, and what humanity's next great awakening might look like. Though, welcome to the show.
Darlington, thank you for the invite, and I appreciate it and look forward to today.
Okay, so tell us what inspired you to create the Church of Psychedelics, and what did you feel was missing from the way society talks about spirituality and consciousness?
Well, if you've probably seen in the worldwide conversations, Darlington, that are happening right now, just in the last couple of years, psychedelics have started to become legalized or available in little patches around the world. And the responses that people are having from working with psychedelics are extraordinary. And it's so extraordinary, it starts to topple the previous narratives that the governments and systems of authority of control have told us about psychedelics. It's not true that you're going to think you can fly and jump out of a third story window. You're not going to have these big psychedelic experiences to where you don't come back from. We realize that that's propaganda. A lot of that is stigma, and it's been put into place to keep us away from these. So the reason that I started the Church of Psychedelics is because that we have been separated as a society, as humanity around the world, for generations from this medicine. And now that these medicines are coming back, we have to rebuild our relationship with them. And as we're rebuilding our relationship with them, we're seeing the profound curative um, aspects to mental health, aspects to our physical health, aspects to our spiritual development about what psychedelics are doing with people and the experiences they're having. And so now that we're having these experiences and people are educating people to get beyond the propaganda and the stigma that they've done so well to institute in worldwide for us humans over the last couple hundred years, we're starting to realize that that's not reality. We're starting to realize like, oh, wow, these are so powerful. No wonder they were keeping these from us for so long. And now that we're here and it's starting to spread and it's spreading like wildfire across the world about the actual truth about natural plant medicine psychedelics, and that people are getting curious about them, and the people who are trying them are having these amazing experiences, not just around spirituality, but with their mental health and, like I said, other physical issues. So rebuilding the relationship and helping people have a safe and intentional relationship with natural plant medicines is the reason that, we do what we're doing.
Okay, so you have spent a lot of time questioning conventional ideas about reality. Was there a particular experience or realization that fundamentally changed the way you see the world?
The major transformation of working with psychedelics that have changed the world is, I think, that they're just, again, they're now available to us. And how do we work with them? What's our relationship? These plant medicines have curative properties around things that we're just discovering now: Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, dementia, sundowners, epilepsy, cerebral palsy, uh, like some of these things that are people that are having issues with their neural networks, and their mental health. And we now, in some of the pharmaceutical medicines that are used to treat those things that I just mentioned, they're horrible for our bodies. I'm not saying that all of them are bad because it keeps people alive, because it's the only solution that they have. But it's not the best solution in many ways. And so now that it's here, we're able to, like, I think that psychedelics are here to help many different things. I think it's going to help our pharmaceutical industries to become more, come back into their moral and ethical, find their moral and ethical compass again. I think it's going to help people with their families and their friends and their children. I think it helps tie us into our ancestral wisdom better. It helps expand our self-awareness. Psychedelics help us have a deeper relationship with our consciousness. There are so many overlapping um, benefits and value to natural plant medicines um, that it's now back with us, and we have to learn how to have a safe and intentional relationship with this medicine now. And it, like I said, it's been separated us for so many generations. We have to relearn that relationship.
Okay, thank you so much, Ado. So people sometimes describe psychedelic experiences as life-changing. What actually determines whether that experience leads to lasting transformation once someone returns to ordinary life?
Well, once they have transformation and they come back into their ordinary life, that's integration. Because when you're working with natural plant medicines, it's not the ceremony that you go through is the healing. The ceremony just reveals what needs to be healed. Integration is the actual healing. That's how you bring it back into everyday life. You can't confuse having a breakthrough with our understanding of ourselves and the world in it without lasting change. And this medicine, it creates possibility. But our habits is what creates the reality after the medicine. So I think one of the greatest misconceptions is that the psychedelic experience, a lot of people think is the actual work. Like that's the experience you're looking to have. But the psychedelic experience simply just exposes the work that we need to do on ourselves. So what actually changes people into their to have this benefit come through into their everyday life, it's not the amount that they take, it's not the vision that they received, it's not the emotional breakthrough that they had or the mystical experience. What transforms people is the integration. It's the conversations you're having afterwards. It's the relationships that it affects afterwards. It's the habits and the courage afterwards. It's the relaxed mind and the full heart and the rested soul afterwards. So there's different layers of healing that integration happens with. It happens in three places: the mind, the body, and our daily life. So in our mind is the thing that makes meaning of things, that makes relations of things, that reflects on what happened to us. It's our understanding and it's our learning. Then there's the body integration. It's rebuilding our nervous system or resetting it at least. It's our movements, it's our quality of sleep, it's our quality of nutrition, it's our mental safety, how we feel safe in our bodies. And then that third piece is the integration, it's the daily life. Okay, after we have this experience, eventually we're going to have to change. It changes how we speak, it changes how we love, it changes how we set our boundaries, it changes how we forgive, it changes how we prioritize life and how we spend our time. So that's its integration is the element that brings the benefit and the value of the experience into our everyday life.
Okay, so ancient cultures have used plant medicines for thousands of years. What do you think modern society has misunderstood or forgotten about those traditions?
Well, it's been separated us. We've been plant medicine, natural psychedelics. We've been separated from this medicine for multiple generations. So we don't really know how to have a relationship with it anymore. All of that ancestral wisdom and all of that daily use in our societies and our communities and on our families, it's gone. So how do we have a safe and intentional relationship with this medicine again, and how do we use it? That's, I think, is what it brings it into the of what our situation is nowadays. We have to rebuild the relationship, and how in order to rebuild the relationship, we have to work with it. And in order to work with it, we have to find somebody that we can trust around how to be inspired by it, how to be educated with it, how to understand it, how to integrate the experience after we've had the experience. So it starts again with people, just like everything is always in society. There's if you go all the way back to our tribal days, you had a chief of some type. You had somebody who's leading the people. We always look for a leader, and then right next to the leader is usually somebody who's wise on one side of them, like a healer, and on the other side of them, somebody who is like about protection. With it's usually somebody on their right hand and their left hand side. And so it just goes right back to the same thing with this medicine. We're looking for healers. We're looking for people who understand the medicine. We're looking for people who can help teach us and educate us and work with us in the medicine, to be there by our side when we go through it, and then to integrate the experience after. I think that's what we're looking for right now in modern society is, how do we rebuild a relationship with our plant medicines?
Okay, thank you so much, though. So there's growing interest in microdosing beyond the hype. Beyond the hype, what do we actually need to understand about its potential benefits, limitations, and risks?
Oh, geez. Okay. Kind of like when there's a mind, body, and then everyday life experience for integration, microdosing has three layers of benefits. There's the mental benefits, the physical benefits, and the spiritual benefits of microdosing psychedelics. So the number one word to really know when we're working with psilocybin is the why are we working with it? What's the enhancement? What's the improvement? In the word is neuroplasticity. So neuroplasticity is you're gonna start hearing this more and more and more, because the concept and the conversation of our mental health around the planet is starting to become. We're gonna see mental health is going to be one of the biggest topics of conversation over the next 5 years, and it's just starting right now. It's always been around, but we haven't been really addressing it as a worldwide topic of conversation. So our mental health has a lot to do with that word neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to form new connections and temporarily increases communication between the regions of the brain that normally kind of stay separate from themselves. That's called the default mode network. Okay. And those three elements of what people are getting beyond the hype, we have to get beyond the hype, because these mental benefits are improved concentration, higher creativity, increased productivity, balanced mood, or like a more positive mindset. Any one of those, just in the mental benefits, would drastically improve somebody's life. Working with a microdosing regimen over a sustained short amount of time, like 60, 90, 120 days. The physical benefits: improved sleep, higher energy, increased sensory perception, intuition and instinct, things like that. For women, reduced PMS symptoms, decreased pain levels across the board. And then the spiritual benefits: you don't have to be any particular religion to work with this. The medicine and the religion are two separate things altogether. It's the spiritual benefits that you receive: an increased sense of awe and wonder about the world in front of you when you wake up every day, and the gratitude before you close your eyes at night. The sense of unity, of the unity of your family, the unity of your city, your town, your village, your tribe, whatever. The sense of worldwide unity of humans becoming unified with other humans. Deeper emotional connections is what I'm getting at. Greater emotional connections, an increased sense of open-mindedness. So the mental benefits, the physical benefits, the spiritual benefits for microdosing psychedelic mushrooms, and doing that underneath a very well-known protocol. One of the most renowned protocols is the Red Hail protocol. Um, that's a protocol for people can use for microdosing. So that's that's how I would say that how we get past the hype and we get to understand, like, what are the actual benefits to this.
Okay, so do you believe humanity is entering a genuine shift in consciousness, or are we simply experiencing another cultural fascination with altered states?
Oh no, I think that you can go back as far as humanity has ever been since time immemorial. There's certain things with humanity. You can look on cave walls, or you can look in carvings in spiritual structures from Asia, Russia, Europe, Americas, the South and Central Americas, Africa, in different places, and you'll see that plant medicine has as far back as you can find human bones. You're going to find plant medicine right along with them. So I don't think it's anything that's new. I think what it is just been separated from us for a couple generations, and we've lost relationship with it. But it's so powerful that no human system of power, authority, or control can suppress it or oppress it anymore. It broke itself. Psychedelics, natural psychedelics at least, have broken itself out of prohibition worldwide, and it's spreading like wildfire. And so many people are understanding the profound effects and massive benefits to their lives and those around them, that we're seeing past all the propaganda and stigma that has been um, laughingly, like, trying to, like, so amateurishly, like, put in front of us. It's like when they were saying about marijuana, you know, that's what they did in America in the late 30s and into the 40s, is they demonized cannabis. And then now cannabis is all over America. And people are seeing, like, none of the things that the government told us about marijuana or cannabis were true. It was just meant to keep it away from us.
All right. So finally, if someone listening right now wants to become more conscious and understand themselves at a deeper level, but isn't interested in psychedelics, where would you tell them to begin?
Go slow, learn about it first. Really understand what you want to receive out of it. It's not everybody is so extremely curious about the psychedelic experience itself, but really what it is, it's a human ally. Psychedelics are a human ally that is kind of the shaman or the guide, um, to take us on our inward journey.
All
So
right.
once they do start working with it, start slow, understand why you're working with it. It's not just to have, like, a recreational experience, although there's nothing wrong with that after you start. We're humans. So all aspects and perspective of humans are what this medicine works with. So whether you're you are having a ceremony, which is the same as like having a live music with everybody in the same experience, under the same music, with the same rhythm and the same, it's a ceremony. Humans gathering and doing things together is a human ceremony. Or whether you're doing it with just what by yourself in your own mindset and your own physical setting, it's the same thing. You can be by yourself or in a crowd, or you can do it from a spiritual aspect. You can do it from a natural nature aspect, go into nature and have those experiences. It's meant to be a human ally to us.
Okay. So thank you so much. So this is a very, very fascinating topic, honestly, and it transcends beyond the normal human mind. Uh, I think you need to be awakened to be able to understand this, right?
Yes. Well, that I don't know if you have to. It will help you become awakened. It'll help you. I should say this. I'll start. It's not so much the idea of awakening. I think we're always awakening. We're kind of just we're kind of filtering things out of our awakening. The awakening is already there. The fingerprints of God are everywhere. When you start to see the relationship between seemingly unrelated things, you're going to see the fingerprints of God everywhere. So I think it's the idea is not so much awakening. That's more of like the end state of everything. That's the experience. I think it's the to start out with, it's the self-awareness. Become self-aware is the thing that I think the natural psychedelics can most help with. It's expanding our self-awareness, because Darlington, we wear so many masks in our everyday life. We look through social media and it's telling us, like, oh, I'm not as handsome as that guy, or a woman, I'm not as beautiful as that other woman, or I need to make that much money, or I need to have that thing in order to make me have other people think that I'm important, or I need that thing to make me feel good, or I need It's always on the outside, and it's our inward journey. It's when we start taking off the masks. It's the mask that we show our work colleagues. There's another mask that we show our family or children. It's another mask that we show our parents. It's another mask that we show on social media. It's another mask that we show as we walk down the street. It's another mask we put on when we look ourselves in the mirror and say, what am I going to wear today? Of how I want people to see me. All these different masks, and all of a sudden, you're 10 years old, 15, 20, 25 years old, 30, 35. You start to get older and older, and all of a sudden you've created so many masks for your life that you don't even know what your original mask is, because the outside world has shown us to, like, hey, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. And so all of our attention goes into see, like, hey, how is everybody else in the world getting attention? Well, the people who have a lot of likes and followers, this is what they're doing, so I should be like that. And then if it does turn inward and it's not about the outside world, it's the inside world, then instead of saying, like, pay attention to me, now that your inside world is, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? What's in it for Doug Redhale? What's in it for Darlington? Like, what's in it for me? Like, what does he want from me? Or what do I want from him? And when we start to take those masks off and it realizes, I don't want anything from Darlington. I only want the best for Darlington. I want Darlington to have a beautiful life and a beautiful family. And I want him to be prosperous and healthy. And I want his friends and family to be prosperous and healthy and achieve what they want to achieve in life. And Darlington sees the same thing for Doug Redtail and my family and my children. We have that mindset of positive intent for each other versus, I'm wary of you. I am you know I'm uh watching to see if you want anything from me. I'm defensive against you already, just to be sure. Like, I don't want to open the door for you or look you in the eye and say hi to you if I don't know you. Those type of things. I don't want to see garbage on the ground in my living environment of where I have to live and my friends and my family and my community has to live. I don't look at a piece of garbage on the ground and ignore it. I pick it up because it makes it better for everybody. And if everybody just did that, then everything would be fine. If everybody just had more um, alignment and more intention and more integrity about who they are, and they take responsibility and agency over themselves and our environment, I think that that's how we get into a better place around the world than the place we're currently in.
Competition. Okay, so thank you so much, though. This conversation has challenged us to look beyond the surface and question some of the assumptions we rarely stop to examine. Whether someone is interested in psychedelics, spirituality, consciousness, or simply understanding themselves more deeply, perhaps the most important thing is remaining curious enough to ask better questions. For those who would like to connect with you and learn more about what you do, how can they do
Dar-
that?
Darlington, I just want to say thank you again for the invite to be on your podcast. Thank you for the insightful and questions, not to go just shallow, but go deep, even if it's a short amount of time that we had today. If you'd like to do this again or pick up this conversation, just reach out again, and I'd be more than happy to continue this. I think it's important for where we're at in humanity and the era of time we are at in the world at the moment. Um, I don't think there's anything more important that we could be working on than our mental health and um, our um, genuine good feelings that we have for one another on this planet. And if you want to continue the conversation, the easiest way to find me or to the Church of Psychedelics is our website. It's thechurchofpsychedelics.com. And you don't have to worry about spelling it. If you start to type it in, thechurchofpsychedelics.com, it'll fix any spelling. And on about every page is the invite to sign up for the newsletter. And that's the first thing that I would do, because on a weekly basis, we talk about the subject we're working on. We talk about the classes, the courses or workshops, or the blog that we're writing, or that we've written for that particular week. So with that said, yeah, the churchofpsychedelics.com is the best way for us to connect. And again, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And to my audience, if this episode is speaking to you, make sure you share it with someone out there who needs to hear this. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys. Thank you so much, though.
Thank you.
Thank you.